Hi, my name is Jared Crebs. I'm an executive Ruby director and co-founder of Team DSI. I'm pictured here with my wife, Crystal, and we've been with USANA for 10 years. We've been clients and associates for that time. The products have totally changed our lives, and so has the business model. Today's short training is going to be prospecting for success. You see at the top it says, I met a good person. How do I prospect them? Have you ever been out there, like say at the grocery store or at Starbucks or at the bank or at a holiday party, and you meet somebody, you maybe didn't know them before, and they're just sharp. They're just like a good person. And you feel like, you know what, I want to tell them about USANA, but I don't want to come off salesy. I don't want to come off weird. I want to actually do it right. So I'm going to share with you tonight, actually in this short training, a very simple way to prospect somebody that you meet in public and have it turn out beautiful. Okay, so there's a few things to know before I get into the training. Number one, when you form your prospect first, they start talking about themselves. Now, you may not have heard what form means if you're brand new, but F stands for family. That means talking to them about their family. O stands for occupation. That's like talking to them about what they do for work. R is recreation. You're talking about what they like to do for fun. And then M is your message. So I never give my message unless I've already formed them in advance. Okay, that's very important if you want to have good results, because if you start talking about you and your message without forming them first, they're probably going to think you're a salesman. Okay, so really very important, you talk to them about them. And guess what? They will like you more because people love talking about themselves, and you will gain confidence. Okay, so that's what I mean by forming. It's very important. It's going to help you be confident and help them be open to your message. Next thing you need to know, you don't have to be good to get started, but you have to get started to become good. So you might be afraid or like, oh gosh, what do I do in this situation? But I can just tell you, have guts, have faith, and just start asking them about what they like to do for work, or what they do for work, or what they like to do for fun. Ask them about their family. Start forming people and then tell them your message, because if you don't do that, you'll never grow your business. And honestly, at the end of the day, you won't help them. And that's what this is. It's not about you. It's about helping somebody new. So you don't have to be good to get started, but you do have to get started to become good. Make it a habit. This is the third thing. Make it a habit to form the people you meet every day. Wherever you go, at the grocery store, at a holiday party, you're going to be at a lot of holiday parties here in December. Make sure you form everybody everywhere. Just talk to them about their family, what they like to do for fun, etc. You will create the opportunities and your message will become natural. Okay, so when you got to create these opportunities, they're not just going to come to you. So here we go. First thing I want you to do is save this link. This link is lukewarm.teamdsi.info. You might need that http:// in front of that. The reason why you need this link is because it's going to give you a specific script, a very simple script to accomplish the prospecting. And you might need to refresh if you have problems. If you go to this link and it doesn't work, you might have to hit refresh and then it'll work. And sometimes that happens. Okay, so when you go there, here's what you're going to see. You're going to see this document. It's called Scripts for Lukewarm Market Prospecting and Enrolling. Okay, now I adapted this from the Danny Johnson trainings and made it specific to USANA. So I was trained by Danny Johnson, and I want to give credit where credit is due. And this is how it works for USANA. Go to page 2. Now, when you're watching this webinar, you don't need to go to page 2 because I've gone to it for you, but here it is. And here's where you want to basically master this one page. Now, I'm going to zoom in. So I already explained what form stands for. Always form your prospect first. F is for family, talk about their family. O is for occupation, ask about their line of work. R is recreation, ask what they like to do for fun. M is message, and tell them your message. Okay, so I will do this everywhere I go with people that I meet. And at the very end, I will tell them my message. Now, to make it more simple, here's usually what I say right there. So what do you do for a living? And they're going to be like, oh, I do this or I do that, or, oh, cool. How long have you done that? Oh, 5 years or 30 years or 10 years, whatever they say. And I say, oh, cool. What do you like most about it? And they're going to say, oh, I like this and I like that. And what do you dislike about it? Oh, I just, and guess what? I did this today with my banker. I was actually in Wells Fargo Bank, and I was opening a new bank account. And I basically told my banker, how long have you worked here at Wells Fargo? And she said, 4 years. And she said, I worked 2 years as opening accounts, and 2 years I was a personal banker. I'm like, oh, really cool. What do you like about it? I said, she's like, I like, she said, I like helping people and all the new people that I meet. And I said, oh, what kind of people do you meet? And you can kind of expand on some of these questions when they give an answer. She said, and then it was like, what do you dislike about it? It's what I asked her. And she's like, I dislike making coffee and I dislike greeting people at the door. That's what she said. So when she said those things, then I just, that was it. I didn't even bring up USANA. I just continued opening my bank account. Now, that's one of the things. You don't have to jump all over them so fast. You can form them and then go back to whatever you were doing. Okay. But just before you part ways, say this. Okay. So this is exactly what I did with the lady at the bank. Right before I had finished opening the bank account, signed the papers, had the paperwork, about to walk out the door, I said to her, I said, Tanya, you mentioned that you like helping people and you like meeting all types of different people, and you don't like making coffee and you don't like greeting people at the door. Well, I work for a company that's expanding all over the country right now, and I don't know if you have the skills and the kind of person that we're looking for, and I'm sure you're totally happy working here at Wells Fargo, your current job, but let's exchange numbers and I can get you some more information. Then be quiet and have them write their number down for you to call them. That's exactly, I was quiet. Okay, so that all caps, that thing where it says then be quiet, it's very crucial. And you know what? She was like, she actually told me, she's like, actually, I'm not totally happy here. That's literally what she said. So I was like, okay, well, write your number down and I'll call you tomorrow. What's the best time to call? And she said 6 o'clock. So tomorrow at 6, I will be calling her. Okay, so that little paragraph is literally my calling card. Without this paragraph, most of you who I've started in USANA would not be in USANA. Okay, if you really want to take your business to the next level, you need to learn this, to say this to people you meet in public. So how do you memorize this little paragraph? It's 5 sentences. It's just 5 sentences. So I actually broke them down here for you. Number 1, you mentioned, and then you repeat what they like or dislike. So make sure that you always bring up what they say first. Next, I work for a company that's expanding right now, which is true. USANA is expanding. Number 3, I don't know if you have all the skills we're looking for. There's something psychological there, because now you're not trying to sound like a salesman, because you're basically saying, look, we have some standards and I don't know if you have all the skills that we're looking for. And that's very true. Okay. Then number 4, and I'm sure you're totally happy with your current job. Now that's also a little psychological, because they may not be happy, but you're assuming they're happy. And then they're like, no, I really am not happy. Okay, which happens a lot because most people are not happy at their job. But let's exchange numbers. I'd be happy to get you some more information. If you can memorize those 5 sentences, you can help 10 times the amount of people that you can currently help just with your circle of friends. I still want you to contact your circle of friends, don't get me wrong. But when you're in public and you've come across a good person, you got to have these 5 sentences down. The only way you're going to get there is to practice it on everyone you meet. First, you got to form them first, though. So you got to do this so many times, so when you get in front of somebody who's really, really good, you're already prepared and you're smooth. Okay? So that's it. Those 5 sentences. You mentioned that you mentioned that you like helping people, but you don't like making coffee and you don't like greeting people at the door. I work for a company that's expanding right now. I don't know if you have all the skills we're looking for, and I'm sure you're totally happy with your current job here at Wells Fargo. But let's exchange numbers. I'd be happy to get you some more information. And then they write down their number. Be quiet and have them write down their phone number. Okay, so really important that you do that. You just let them write down their number, because that's what happens. And you just gotta experience it. You just gotta have faith and just do it. Okay, so here is my challenge for you this week. Whoever memorizes the script and says it to the most prospects is going to get this beautiful USANA notebook. And it's really a nice one. I got it at the Las Vegas National event, and it's just a really classy, kind of a small half notebook. It says USANA all kind of imprinted in there. Not sure if it's leather or not, but it kind of looks like it's leather. Anyway, I love this book. I have 3 of them, but the incentive for this week is whoever prospects the most with that script, you got to use that script. Obviously, this is the honor system, is going to get that. Now, one of the things I'm putting out there is if you want to win this book and have some fun this week, send me a text or send me a message saying that you're in. And most of you have my cell phone number, or you can Facebook message me. I see a lot of you on the webinar right now. But send me a text. My number is 210-860-9001. I think most of you on the webinar have that. If you want to participate in this little fun thing we're going to do this week for this cool book, then send me a text. And I will announce who texts me this week on as we go through this webinar. Send me a text right now if you want to participate. And let's see who's going to win it. When you get a number, by the way, let's say that you are successful and you get a phone number. I want you to call me personally, and I will help you prospect them the next day. Because this training is over, there's going to be another training. There's going to be another short video about what to say when you call them the next day, but that's not now. So I want you to call me personally. I will help you prospect them the next day. Okay? The next training will be part 2, the process after you get their number. So the next time I do a training, that's what I will be covering. The fortune is in the immediate follow-up. In other words, if you get somebody's number and you don't call them back the next day, their enthusiasm goes down. And then if you wait 2 days, it's even less. And then when you wait 3 days, forget it. It's pretty much, they might not even remember you. You wait 4 days, 5 days, just throw the number away. Like, the best time is within 24 hours. 1 day to 2 days max. So my Wells Fargo person, I asked her, when's the best time for me to call you tomorrow? She said 6 p.m. So I'm going to call her at 6 p.m. She's going to be hot. So that's really important. The fortune is not just in the follow-up, it's in the immediate follow-up. Please make sure you do that. Thank you for watching this training, and I look forward to hearing about your success stories when you are helping new people in public.